Okay.
Because we're late. I'm late. Yeah. Come on.
It says it's on.
Huh?
It says it's on.
Hurry up. Go. Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker.
Picker! Ah!
There we go. All right. How's everybody doing? It's a Monday.
Trying to get my YouTube up.
I know, me too. I did a video this morning. I don't know.
You did?
I don't know how, if it went up or I don't know. So I'm gonna have to get in there and.
What kind of video?
Mail call.
Oh. Surprise.
Huh?
I said surprise.
I know.
I don't see it.
I did it through Zoom, but I know it recorded. I just don't know. I don't know where it's at, and I don't know how to upload it to YouTube, or if it does it automatically. So I'm gonna have to go in and.
Did you do it on your phone?
No, I did it on Zoom. Just.
On Zoom.
On just regular. So I don't know. I know when I did it, it brought up, it made it into a file. But I don't know if it like automatically uploads to it or what. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find it.
Yeah. Hey, Lori.
Lori.
Good morning.
So yeah, I'll have to see if I can.
I forgot I still have my head on.
You're on time. Well, a few minutes late.
Well, yeah. Relatively, because I was late, so.
Hi, Mr. Sadie. Hi, Craig.
Where is the chat? Why is not the chat coming up? There it is. Okay. I thought I had it popped out. I guess I didn't.
I got my new coffee mug this morning from Cincinnati Picker.
Oh.
Yeah, they him and his wife foster kids, and he's doing a fundraiser for a foundation called One Wish, and when you buy something from his merchandise, it goes to that foundation. So I have to do it.
Oh, that is cool.
Because I bought one from Lonnie from Garage Flips when him and his wife were raising money for breast cancer. So I had to get one from John too. So
awesome.
Hi Hank, how you doing?
What's new on the home front?
About the same.
Anybody sell anything from their challenge yesterday?
Nope.
Challenge? Nope.
I sold stuff, but it wasn't from that.
Right.
Yeah. I had 13 going out. Just from
wow.
I got 7.
Day before yesterday at night, all the way till this morning.
Good job. Very good.
13? Did I say 13?
You said 13.
Yeah, that's how many it was. I was thinking, did I say something else?
How late did you stay up, Sally?
2 o'clock, and I got up at 6.
Oh my God.
It's 4 hours. It's not much more than what you do.
No, that's true. Because I went to bed about, it was probably close to midnight. And I think I woke up at 6. So yeah, I know.
I fell asleep watching Curse of Oak Island
Mm-hmm.
and woke back up about 2:30. Got up and
I like
got to
that
move
show.
around. I do too. They have
It
like
just
a
it sometimes it just takes so long
uh
for them to get to the freaking point of what they found or what they learned. You know, it's like they dance
yeah.
around it, try to make it, you know, prolong the anxiety or whatever.
They are finding some really cool stuff on that island. It's really neat. I mean, it's got me intrigued. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
I like the older brother, the tall one. I think he's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it. It looks scary to me, so I didn't.
It's not. It's
It's
a
not
treasure
scary.
hunt basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's
The curse itself is kind of scary
yeah.
because there's been several people in this. What is it?
Six.
Yeah, the
Six
six.
people and seven. There's one more has to die before they'll find the die while searching. They've had 2 people die already, but it was from one of the guy's son died from a I think it was a severe asthma attack, and then one of the original searchers from way back, Dan Blankenship, he was like what 90 years old. He died of old age basically. So, but they didn't die while searching. So,
Yeah.
but it's a 200 and some year old legend. Oh God.
You're late.
Yeah, I'm here before Todd. Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Hell's freezing over.
I got my
Mm-hmm.
I got my tardy note from the office that my parents had a flat tire and the dog threw up on my homework and
yeah, your butt sucks buttermilk too. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Good morning.
Hi, Tom.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Somebody got his ears lowered.
Man.
Yeah, I had to. I was looking like a carrot, and my eyebrows clipped because I was starting to look like a villain from one of the science fiction movies.
My dad's eyebrows used to do that. They'd come way out like little wings. I said, "Come here, let me braid those." He's like, "Get away from me."
In the original Dune movie, there was a guy, and I think he's supposed to have been like one of the advisors to the Duke on there. Anyway, he had these big bushy eyebrows, and that's the way I was looking. That's the way I was looking, and I told Roberta I was going to the barbershop.
Did you say Dune?
Dune?
Yeah, Dune. Yeah.
Like silver spider
That's
legs.
what I think of. That's what I
You
think
know what
of.
I'm talking about? There
Yep.
was one guy he was an older guy, and he was like one of the advisors. And
Yep.
he had those big old bushy eyebrows.
Oh my God. Yeah. They almost went into his other hair.
Yeah.
And you braid them together. Your bangs will be your eyebrows.
Yeah,
who was that old guy that used to be on 60 Minutes that had the eyebrows?
Oh, I liked him. Oh, who? Something Rudy?
Yeah, something like that. Rooney?
Something like not Mickey Rooney. No, it was. Oh, now you got make me gotta look it up.
I'm looking.
Better you guys than me.
I want to say Art Rooney. That's not right.
That
I can see him because he was something else.
Andy Rooney.
Andy Rooney.
And another thing.
Yeah. He always sounded like he was like a bit tipsy sometimes. I'm just a bit sideways.
He always said, and another thing. And he had that kind of weird voice. But he was on there for years, so he did a good job. That's back when news was news and not all this bullshit.
A little bit like listening to Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
Always liked Paul Harvey.
That's the rest of the story. So anyway, woke up to $100 sale.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are crushing it.
Another painting.
Good job.
It was actually like a 14 by 16 set of photographic program from a Pablo Picasso French art display.
Mm.
They had put a bunch of his paintings in a castle on the inside of it in France, and an artist had taken, a photographer had taken a whole bunch of pictures of it. And so this was a complete catalog of all the artworks that were on display at that exhibition in 1973.
Mm.
Wow.
So I got that at a estate sale, half off day. They had it listed for $8 and I got it for $4.
Nice.
So it sold this morning to somebody in the Netherlands.
Wow. Huh.
So
That's awesome.
awesome.
Crazy.
I listed it for $150, but I was like, I'll take $100.
There you go.
Only paid $4, so.
Yeah. Got a quick nickel.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of nickels.
So I got the CBD oil last night,
Yeah.
and so I tried it myself, and I gave Fuzzy some, and he slept like a baby all night.
Really?
And yeah, instead of, getting up and messing around, and, usually he's up and down the hall, and just can't really get comfortable. He slept as soon as I gave it to him. He went in there and went to bed.
Oh.
And
Are you talking about Brandon?
No. Fuzzy.
What's a
Her
Buzzy?
dog.
Fuzzy.
Her dog.
He's my dog.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Is your dog?
Yeah.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
He's my old dog. He was having some showing signs of maybe arthritis, or him, I'm not sure exactly what, him falling down the stairs, possibly hip dysplasia, something like that.
Right.
Go ahead, Todd.
Sorry, I just thought I'd show while you're talking. It's kind of a neat folder. So,
Ooh.
how long is it?
Is that
60.
supposed to be, is that paper supposed to be aged like that? I mean, look aged, or is it?
Those are the actual castle walls that the paintings are displayed on.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
This photograph of the paintings inside of this castle where the exhibition was.
Exhibition, yeah. That's pretty neat.
Cool.
So I don't know. It just looked interesting at the estate sale. Sitting there on the coffee table in the living room at the estate sale, just like that, with an $8 sticker on it.
Huh.
Wow.
It was half off day, so I said, yeah, I'll take a chance on that.
Good job.
So, yeah.
I do not understand how somebody can sell something for $1.99 with free shipping and free returns.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Todd. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I just had to brag a little bit.
Todd.
Yep.
I remember sitting around at the cafe with Pablo and drinking some wine when he was talking about his paintings,
Yeah. You and Pablo, you're like this. You're like intertwined.
Yeah, we were like that.
Yeah.
He went up and died on me.
Oh yeah.
Pablo had some weird paintings, man. He would put a woman's breast up on top of a cow, and you
Did you
know,
see on Facebook? I thought it was on one from one of y'all. The person that made the costume was supposed to be like a Picasso Halloween costume, and she had painted her face. So, he's got one painting where the woman's nose is like over here on the other side of her face.
Yeah.
And she had painted her face so it looked like one of his paintings. It was really cool looking. So Valerie, you got packed yet?
No. I won't. I probably won't do that until
the
Sunday.
night before.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Well, maybe Saturday. I'll probably go up and because the suitcases are in the attic, so I'll probably go up in the attic, get the suitcases down, and do all that on Saturday. I don't usually like to pack too soon because what if I need something? What if I, want to wear something that I already put in my suitcase? That don't make no sense. So, yeah, I'll probably start packing.
That's me too, Mr. Sadie. I'm just selling comic books and free newspaper inserts and crap like that.
oh, I only show my good stuff though. So
I know. I'd show it too if I had it. Believe me.
Where would I find MP3 or I think it's an MP4 actually. Where would I find an MP4 in my computer that's been saved to my computer?
Is it video or sound?
Video.
Look under your videos, your directory video. If not, look in download.
Or recent.
Yeah.
Most recent.
If you click on that little file folder at the bottom, it might, when it comes up.
I found it.
Did you? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Send Sally $39.95 for tech support.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the mail.
I'll let her have it this time. I think I'm gonna put my Christmas tree up.
What?
Every place I go, they got Christmas decorations up. And on Sirius XM, they're already playing Christmas music.
I already have mine, but I just have to put lights on it. You can't hardly see it, but it's right there. It's been there all year.
You don't take it down?
No, I didn't. It's just a little one. It's just sitting on that table. It's been sitting there all year. I just need to put the lights on it. The ornaments.
We gotta find somebody around here that uses CO2 cartridges in their paintball gun or whatever. I got a box of them that I need to do something with.
those have to go UPS ground or USPS ground if you ship them, don't they?
I'm not even going to try ship or selling them.
Take one outside and hit it with a hammer. That'd be a good video.
Oh no. Well, let's not say it.
I'd like to see that video.
Yeah, that would be a good one. You know, back in the day, I guess I was about 17. A friend of mine who was a big photography person, my mom and dad was gone for the weekend. He was going to come spend the weekend over at my house. And he brought it's a film canister, you know, like the little black Tupperware looking things that a roll of film would go. Well, it would hold two, one on top of the other one. He brought some of those. He brought some cellophane. He brought some duct tape. He brought a bunch of firecrackers, and he brought us about a 4-inch piece of dynamite fuse. Don't know where he got the dynamite fuse from.
Oh my God.
And we tore apart all those fireworks, and we put like cellophane paper down in the bottom of it, and then we put all the powder out of these firecrackers, and then we put some kind of wadding on top of it, put the cap on it with the hole, stuck the fuse in it, and then duct taped that sucker tight. We took it out in the back in our garden and put a bucket put a bucket down on top of it, and ran like hell. It sounded like we had just had a strike from some kind of missile. The bucket went in our neighbor's yard, and that would have probably been about 150 feet away from the hole. It made a big arch. A couple of mothers came up there to find out what was going on. and I said, Mrs. Green, we were just firing off some antique cherry bombs. She said, really? Cherry bombs have been illegal in South Carolina for about 5 years now. And I said, well, I said they were antique. She said, yeah, you boys are lying. Y'all just don't get hurt. But it made this huge bang. It might have not made such a bang if we hadn't put the bucket over the top of it.
Yeah.
But we're like, oh, that's cool. So we made another one.
Oh my God.
And we went to this bridge that had this fast moving creek up under it. We made one just like it. He lit it, dropped it. It hit the water. You know, of course, it sank. And about 30 feet down the creek, that it blew up. And it looked like something from a World War II movie where they dropped the depth chargers.
Oh, you know what Jim used to do? You know those galvanized wash tubs, those round ones? Is there something called like an M80 or something? They take one of those and put it underneath it. And he said it'll launch it up in the air like, 30 feet or something. But it folds it just like a taco.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, M80s, cherry bombs. Those were the bombs, man.
Jim's really into destructive stuff like that.
You can't buy that stuff anymore.
And
in North Carolina, you can't buy anything more powerful than sparklers and Roman candles.
Yeah, Wisconsin's like that too, but they still have fireworks stands.
You go down to South Carolina, right across the border, and all you see in the parking lot is dadgum North Carolina tags. Because they sell everything down there. Now, they don't sell the cherry bombs or the M80s.
Yeah.
But
I live in America, and I should have the freedom to express myself with explosives as much as I want.
And blow my arm off if I want to. Brandon.
And then after I do something stupid and blow my arm off, I should be able to go on disability.
No.
There you go.
Well,
when I was a kid, Santa Claus brought us firecrackers. That was part of our Christmas present from Santa Claus. So it was okay. Santa brought them, so it was okay. We'd get these long strings of long packs of firecrackers and all that kind of stuff, So it was safe. You know, I'm offended that the state government, the U.S. government, banned some of this stuff, and Santa said it was okay.
Mr. Shady says they used to strap CO2s onto their toy cars. No one got killed.
Oh boy.
You got lucky.
Probably sometimes.
He says drop a couple of Mentos in a Coke bottle and quickly put the cap back on. Instant explosion.
Yeah,
Never
but it's
tried
not.
that one.
It's not the fun one. That's not very fun.
We used to go out, and this is when I'm an adult. I mean, we did it a little bit when I started seeing Jim. So I was in my like 20s, early 30s. We go out on a pontoon boat, and we just launch all kinds of stuff off the pontoon boat, and pretty big stuff too. And I always kind of think back to, I'm like, God, there was like cans of gasoline at the back of that pontoon boat because it was an outboard. I'm like, that probably was kind of stupid when you think about it.
Gotta have fun somehow.
True that. It's water, you can jump in it.
Yeah. Ain't like much is gonna catch on fire. You might blow an arm off or whatever, but
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, Brandon used to get the fireworks from the fireworks stand in California, and then would take them to my friend's brother-in-law's house, and then they'd take them apart and mix them up and stuff, put gunpowder in them, and put them back together, and they turn into like M80s.
Yeah, oh God.
You know,
yeah,
and
sounds about Brandon.
yeah. And they, they'd shoot I remember this one 4th of July, they shot it into the air, and this was like in a neighborhood. It's not like in the middle of nowhere, it's in a neighborhood. And they shot it into the air, and it went about 200 feet up, and then came back down and landed in the people across the street's yard, and
oh my gosh.
in their bush. And so Brandon had to run over there with water and put the fire out before anybody noticed. Anybody knows that the bush was on fire.
Oh my God. This isn't quite fireworks, but Jim was telling me the other day when they were in college, they would light their farts, He goes, but we had this one guy did it. He pulled his pants and underwear down, and that's when we learned you at least had to have your underwear up, and he ripped one. He burnt all the hair off of his butt.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
He said his like butthole was singed after that. Anyway, it was like sore, like burnt, like sore. Anyway.
Smelly butthole hair. Hey, Todd, there's Alana. Alana, we were talking about you.
Yep.
What about her?
About your paintings.
What are you talking about?
How you would pack your paintings?
Yeah.
Remember?
I thought I'd just get some of those double walled cardboard boxes and just go to maybe do 2 layers around each one of them.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you what Jim does?
Sure.
And I don't know if you might not have like access to this, but we buy it at Menards. We buy that 4x8 sheet foam, and then he puts the foam on each side of it, and that protects it, and then clads it in cardboard.
Yeah, we've got a lumber yard that I think sells that stuff.
Does it have
Yeah, well, we have now. See, since we moved here, like I went there yesterday. I went up to Indiana yesterday to go buy my stock of sheet foam because they don't sell, like Lowe's doesn't have it. They have this little wimpy pack of cut down pieces that they sell for like $10 or something. They don't have the big sheets out of it.
That may be all I need anyway, because these are only like 20 by 16, something like that.
Did you sell both of them?
I did. To 2
How much you get
I
for
thought
them?
it was the same person, but it turned out it was 2 different people.
How much did they go for?
One of them auctioned for 130 something, and the other one auctioned for 102.
Oh, nice. Where'd you start them at?
99.
Good job.
Yeah.
And you ran an auction. I'm proud of you, Todd.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Oh.
Alana wants to know if it was with glass or without.
These were framed without glass, but the frames were in such bad shape that I had to take, the frames were just falling off. So I went ahead and just took them off. So these are just canvas on the wood. Yeah. Canvas on the wood pallet frame deal. So
Yeah.
that's a bare canvas. I gotta cover that carefully.
And I don't think oil paintings ever are under glass. They're oils, weren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I can't really
were,
tell the
yeah.
difference between oil and acrylic. So
Maureen wants to know if your shirt is a LuLaRoe shirt, Valerie.
Yes, it is a LuLaRoe shirt. It is. I love these Randys. These are like out of all the clothing, besides the leggings, out of all the clothing, I love the Randys. I just love that baseball tee. You know, I don't know. I just like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a cute shirt.
Yeah, I don't doubt that you like the Randys.
Oh boy, Tom.
I like the Lances too, but
yeah. Well, you know, Randy is a like horny or something like that, in is a British term.
Yep.
So I can see she likes the Randys.
I've watched Austin Powers. I know.
That's right. Everything I learned from Austin Powers.
my gosh.
Alana says she wraps hers with shrink after and then puts it in the box.
Oh man, Tom, did you see that cow video? I see you commented on it. It was super cute.
Wanted it.
He's newborn too. And I left to go to town yesterday and he was laying up in the ditch line right by the fence and he looked kind of weak. I'm like, oh no, I hope he's not gonna croak. But he made it.
Did the owners know that it had been born?
I don't know because they don't live there. And I would have stopped and told him if I saw him, but I never did see him. And now he's up around, like galloping around with the other cows and stuff. So he looks like he's doing fine.
Cool.
I wonder what happened to him.
I think he's just born, but it's like at night here. I mean, it was like 25 degrees out at night. So I think he was like probably cold, If he was born that night, I mean, and you're wet and stuff, he's probably kind of cold.
Yeah.
I got the heat on here.
Video.
Okay.
We could make up a song for the cow, like baby cow dee doo 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 doo, baby
Oh,
cow
God.
dee doo doo. I think there's some money to be made here.
That would be
Okay.
moo 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 moo.
And he's when the farmer comes, you can say run away. Doo, doo, doo. You're gonna be hamburger.
Oh, Jim.
I bought this has me jacked up. I'm not bragging, but I bought $15 worth of Barbie doll clothes and I sold them this weekend. I auctioned them all and their total sold for $1,240.
Wow.
Jeez.
God.
That's awesome.
How many pieces do you think?
I don't know. I divided them into lots. I mean, some of the lots, I bought 3 cases, old cases that had mixed up and a few dolls. So I just divided, like I sold one case that had Ken clothes in it with 2 vintage Kens. He only sold for like 50. I sold this other case with a couple Barbies, Barbie clothes, and some Francie clothes. I think that sold for like 400 and some. Then I sold an accessory case, or maybe it was the accessory case that sold for $4 something, and the other one sold for a couple hundred or something. And then
Wow.
I had these lots where they were Barbie clothes, but some just had like a Hong Kong label and some had no label. So I was like, I divided them out. There was like a skipper lot. I just made them into lots like that. But when everything shook out, it was over $1,200.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, and I bought them at an auction. I paid $5 a box. I paid $15 for them.
I know it's a little early in the show to drive the bus off the cliff, but have you seen the YouTube videos about the guy that has had all the plastic surgery so he looks like Ken?
No.
I've heard of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Well, after the show, not Google search, YouTube search human Ken.
That's just like there's a human Barbie too.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't do a video on it, Mr. Sadie.
Didn't the human Barbie one have ribs be removed so she could have that tapered waist and everything, just like Barbie?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but she looks so overdone. I mean, it loses like any attractability. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh God, what'd you do to yourself? I don't know.
She looks like a piece of plastic.
His face looks, maybe it's the cut makeup he wears. His face looks like plastic, and he's got this creepy ass grin on his face all the time because he's had plastic surgery, so his mouth holds a certain position, when he's not talking. God. Anyway, if Hank's in there, I'm sure Hank's seen him.
I don't remember when I had Barbie stuff in a video, but no, I didn't do a video on this auction. I know I didn't do a video on this stuff.
Bridget and Todd are the ones that's always selling Barbie stuff.
Did you have Barbies with those dolls? Remember Jim talking about the dolls and stuff?
Oh no, we had some stupid looking dolls that might have made it into a video, but there was no I didn't do a video on these Barbies. Okay, you two, I'm gonna hit you now, both of you. Now quit it. Now quit it. Now you're gonna get another one.
Oh boy, call CPS.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're getting doxxed. Or whatever.
Sherry says Ken has no wiener.
No, he doesn't. The first Ken had a wiener, but then they lost it.
Really?
No.
Oh, that wouldn't be. You had me there for a second. Oh, 1950s.
Really?
A Quickenberry.
Did he come out in 58?
It was in the 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, people had wieners back then. But
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they just didn't. I thought they slept in separate beds and the baby came in a cabbage patch.
Even Ward Cleaver and Andy
Really?
Griffith had them.
Oh, I didn't think so.
They're not new.
Huh. Well, that sucks. I did a video this morning, and it won't upload. So that sucks.
What does it give you an error message?
Yeah, it said. Well, let's see if I can find it. It says audio file because because I did it on Zoom. But it said that that format wouldn't.
No.
You can't convert that, or it can't be uploaded to YouTube.
Oh.
Whatever format it is.
I think you have to pull it into like Movie Maker and change it into a MP4 format.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
If Bridget does it, so she might could tell you what she has to do. Um,
Oh well.
I didn't know you could upload a video using Zoom. I thought you just when you record it, then you just go on, YouTube and put up your video.
See, like with this one, it just does it automatically. It just goes right over.
right.
But I don't know what I
Oh.
don't know what the difference is between like something like a live show and a recorded show. I mean, it shouldn't, or a recorded video, it shouldn't be any different. It should automatically upload over there. I don't know.
I don't know.
It says you can use video editing software to convert your audio file to a video. I don't know how to do that. Definitely don't know how to do any of that.
Well,
Do you have to pay for Zoom?
Yeah.
I was paying for Zoom. Apparently, when I canceled, apparently they were in the process of charging my account. So I have this month for the paid Zoom, but I'm not gonna be paying for it after that.
So then what are you going to do? StreamYard?
I'll still do Zoom. You can still do Zoom. You just don't get all the spaces for people.
Oh.
Right?
No, you lose the ability to stream to YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the only reason I subscribed to them was so I could get the ability to stream to YouTube.
Oh, I see.
That's the reason everybody uses StreamYard.
I get you.
Why is StreamYard for free?
StreamYard is free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's free, but you have the their watermarks and up in the corner.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a duck, so it's cute.
I mean,
I like ducks.
It's I think it's $16 a month. So it's not crazy. It's not outrageous, but it's still, still money.
Yeah. And if you're paying for it, like if you pay for the StreamYard's version, you can replace the duck with your own logo and stuff like that. If you look at some of Scott's newer stuff, he's got his logo up there instead of the duck.
That really doesn't bother me.
That don't bother me.
Well, it depends if you're trying to, you want your brand out there.
Right.
People.
Right.
I don't have a brand. Me and Jim have been debating on maybe like one night a week, maybe doing a live. Then it's like the commitment and stuff.
Y'all were so funny together. Y'all could do a show just the two of you and people would just be in stitches.
I don't know if we could talk like for an hour. I don't know. I mean, I thought, we could write down stuff like what happened to us personally on eBay that week. Like maybe like some like cool sales we did or shitty problems we had or whatever. But then I'm like, I don't know.
An hour actually goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you're bouncing off each other and keeping it usually goes pretty quick. What I would do is if you don't want to like commit to it, you could just randomly try to do at least once a week. Do something.
Oh no, I would never do like multiples in a week. No way. I don't have that kind of commitment to it.
But no, what I'm saying is like you're not so if you started on like a Monday, the next week you could do it, just do it randomly. And that way it's not like, you're not stuck with that commitment.
Yeah. I don't know. So we've been tossing it around. I don't know. I mean, how many haul videos can you do? It's kind of like, okay, here they come with another load of junk,
Well,
if things slow down, Jim can always sing Baby Duck or Baby
There you go.
I like watching haul videos. I like watching haul videos better than I do sold videos or anything else because especially y'all and the people that buy all the crazy stuff, you're like, my God, you can sell those. You get the aha moment out of it.
I don't know how to screen share, so I mean, I don't want to mess around with the sold videos, honestly. I mean, it's like technically over. I mean, right now, like StreamYard, technically over my head. I'm like, do I really want to figure out how to do this and stuff like this? And I always figure, I mean, if you watch my haul videos, it's fairly easy to figure out what my store is. Just if you want to go see what I sold, just look at my solds. I don't care.
Yeah.
And why do I keep getting unsubscribed from Valerie's channel? Every time I come on here, it's not subscribed.
Mine does that every once in a while. Sally, I have to every morning I have to check and make sure I'm subscribed, Sally.
Huh, it's weird. I mean, every time I come and put this live stream on, I feel like I got to redo it because it says I'm not subscribed. It's weird.
There was some different people in the challenge yesterday in the chat, and I know that I subscribed to them a long time ago, and I checked and I wasn't subscribed to them. I knew that I probably should check.
Maybe you would think you would come on my feed that I'd come over and like play this a lot. I can say, oh, I subscribe to somebody, but I don't really watch that. I understand. But I mean, this show, I always have it on. You would think it wouldn't unsubscribe. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's weird.
Tom, I had heard somebody, it was a while back, and somebody had said that if you subscribe to someone and you have the bell on, you should also go and comment on a video, and that actually will
make it stick.
Mm.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just an old wives' tale, kind of.
Oh, actually, it does make a difference. I've had like 3 of the big networking people. They've all done, say that you've got to do it to make it stick, because otherwise people, YouTube thinks you're just doing an S for S,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask a quick question. Does anybody know a good place online to get like laser printer cartridges cheap?
No.
At a thrift store.
eBay?
I've got a Samsung printer that I paid like $49 for, and now when I can find the cartridges locally, they're like $119 for the cartridge.
Holy mackerel.
That's why you could sell them for so good.
Oh man, Mr. Sadie's doing it Trump style. I have a new rule. If I sub to a new channel, I have to unsub to someone else. So far, y'all made it. Remember when Trump said for every new regulation, he was going to cut 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
No.
I'm trying to think of where you would find some of these cartridges.
Reckon that stuff. You want me to list that stuff or no?
Do you have Amazon, Tom?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
On Amazon to see if that was any different?
They're still high on there too.
Huh.
Did you try eBay and search price plus shipping lowest first?
Yeah, they're expensive on there too.
Well, it must be a cartridge that's just worth more money.
And I would actually like go and see which other, because sometimes you can switch cartridges, like for brands or whatever.
Yeah, well, maybe see if you can find a generic.
I'm looking. I just Googled for that cartridge, and I can get like a refilled one for $22. So I'm gonna order one of those and give it a shot.
Yeah.
And maybe ask on the groups if if anybody has any for sale. Maybe you can get a better deal.
True.
Jim used to refill his own, I think. Yeah.
Here's the deal. This thing is basically made by HP, but for Samsung, there's a little tab on the Samsung cartridges that's not on the HP cartridges. If it wasn't for this little tab, you could use the HP cartridges on it.
Right.
Couldn't you just put a piece of tape or something on it?
No, it's in a certain place. It holds. I guess it holds a sensor up or something inside the machine.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and Cartridge America or something like that. See how it works out. It'll only be $22. I'm getting a new desk. I'm getting me one of those stand-up, sit-down desks.
Are you?
Oh, good.
Fancy.
Good
Yeah.
job. I think that's great.
It's not the electric one. It's the high. You got to switch over. You got a lever over here. You pull up on it, and it's hydraulic.
You need the electric one. Treat yourself.
That's $400. No.
Just treat yourself.
No,
that's great. I think everybody should have one of those. I really do.
I was listening to a video.
Are you going to do the chair with it? Lean to the left, lean to the right, stand up, sit down, fight.
It's one of the guys that I listen to about, like cameras and lighting and all that kind of stuff. And he went to had a physical, and his doctor said, "Are you standing up a lot during the day?" He said, "No, I'm a YouTuber. I sit all day editing." He said, he said, about every 30 minutes, you need to stand up. He said, for 5 or 10 minutes. And he said, so he recommended that he get a stand-up desk so he could stand up for a while and then sit down for a while, because apparently it's bad on your heart when you sit all the time.
Well, yeah, because you don't have the circulation.
Mm-hmm.
So
haven't you heard sitting down's the new cancer?
I mean, you can't do that. I mean, you don't have any blood flow, and you get swollen feet. That's. I mean, I get swollen feet all the time if I'm sitting, at the desk. So, I completely agree.
That's the reason they recommend on when you've got long flights that you get up and you at least walk to the bathroom or just walk up and down the aisle. Just to get the circulation going in your leg.
People, people get blood clots like that.
Even just flexing your feet while you're in that position, if you're in a position where you can't get up or whatever for, several hours, even just flexing your feet back and forth helps, because it emulates, taking a step. But at least you're somewhat pushing that fluid back up into your legs.
Tom, come up by me. I'll get you moving.
I don't have a problem.
No, I said Tom.
Oh,
yeah,
come by me. I'll get you moving a little bit. You won't even need to stand up or sit down.
Well,
when you sit down, you'll be so happy to sit down, you won't even care.
Right.
Sometimes my knees and my hips, because of my arthritis, bother me a lot, and I would prefer to stand instead of sit too. So
yeah, I'm
sure, Miss Tara, you got some stuff on the plantation that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I have Tom out there mucking for stalls.
I know how to set fence posts. I know how to pull barbed wire.
Do you know how to stack firewood? That's what we're working on right now.
Firewood.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. I walk into the den and I pick up a little remote and I can push the little button, and miraculously there's a fire in the fire.
No, we need the old-fashioned way where you cut it and stack it, and
and then when it gets too hot, I hit a little button and it goes away, or I pull roll down on the knob a little bit, and the flame gets smaller.
Yep.
Hi, Julie.
Morning, Julie. Are we still pregnant? I haven't got a phone call yet.
Well, is she actually due like after she's supposed to have the C-section?
No, she's due on the 13th. Well, I mean, I don't know Julie, what was your due date if you weren't having the C-section? I guess it'd be probably the next week, because they're having the C-section at 39 weeks, and she's 38 weeks. She'll be 38 weeks on Wednesday.
The 20th, she said.
The 20th. Okay. That's right. So But I think she's going to go into labor this week. That's what I think.
Well, you better get your bag packed.
Well, I'm not going any earlier. I already have my airline ticket. I'm not going to, it's going to be more expensive if I go. If she has the baby on Friday, I'm still coming on Monday. There's not much I can do about that, right?
Well, you can ask them and say, "Is there any way you can get me on the flight with this ticket?" They can do emergency type things.
Yeah.
My baby just had a baby, and I got to get out there.
Yeah.
Just go to the, if nothing else, go to the airport and just throw yourself down in front of the counter and just start bawling like you're all, I got to get out there to my baby. I got a ticket. It's only 3 days earlier.
I don't know.
I mean, how many people fly from Kansas City to LA?
Well, I had to do that with Tina when she had the twins. She had preeclampsia, and they had to do a C-section. But I still didn't get there, early enough for the birth. It was the day after, I believe. that was an expensive ticket right there.
What does shoplifting have to do with having a baby?
What are you talking about?
What was that phrase you said she had?
Preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia?
Oh,
Not kleptomania.
What? I'm like, what are you talking? I don't know nothing about what you just said. I have no
Not
idea.
even spelled the same.
I was like, you are having a moment.
I thought you did.
Caught me off guard there because I was worried for you.
Pre-kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to be a kleptomaniac, but I'm not yet.
Oh my God.
Pre-kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Only Tom.
Sometimes Tom just hears things sideways.
I was going to shoplift a plane. There you go. And it's not like, for me, it's not like I can just get up and leave. There's things that have to be. I have to take the dogs to the borders. I have to,
Back to working.
Huh?
By the time you get out there, if she has it on Friday and you're supposed to be out there on Monday, the time you get out there, she'll already, be back to full swing by then.
Well, yeah, that's good. We can go shopping.
Shopping.
Oh man, your poor daughter. I just had a C-section a day ago, and my mom's making me go to the Benz now.
Well, this is a true story with Julie and with Tina. So Julie had Atlas on a Wednesday, and she was back to work with the C-section. She was back to work on Monday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was way too soon, but I mean, they had their own business, so they had to, it's like they had to do what they had to do,
Well.
But no, we're not gonna be going out. I know, I am completely aware that we're not gonna be going here and there and everywhere. Julie's very particular. She's very particular about that. I mean, if we go to Target, the baby won't be going. She does not like, at least for like the first month, she doesn't like to take the baby out anywhere if she can get away with it. Morning, Rita.
Hi, Rita.
How long are you gonna stay out there after the baby's born?
I will be out there until I think it's the 4th or the 5th of December.
Oh, good for you. Long time.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'll come home and I'll be here until the 1st of the year. and then I'm gonna go to Tina's in North Carolina, probably the 4th or 5th of January.
Rita
Yeah.
says she's saving her sick day for you.
Okay, all right. I might just have to call ya. I will definitely be ready.
She was texting me pictures of food last night. It looks so good.
Of food.
Mexican food.
Oh. You know what sounds really good is some tamales. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Joanna
It's,
says,
it's
Julie,
almost the season.
oh man,
I think I'm
Julie,
gonna make some.
are you crazy? If you could just lay on a couch all day, it wouldn't be bad. Seriously, I felt like I was going to rip my guts apart after the first week.
Huh.
You'll be Maureen's gonna be in Sacramento on Thanksgiving. Well, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, she'll definitely be able to get some relaxing time in, I think.
That'd be good.
She's gonna go to the club and let you stay home with the baby.
The club.
All those California people do that damn club all the
Do you
time.
think everybody just goes to the club?
Yeah, that's the first place I go after I have a baby.
Well, if you live in California, you do.
Oh, okay. Get
There
one
is
out,
out
put
there.
another one in there.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Say that again.
I said get one out and put another one in there right away.
You're not right.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I can tell you, Tom, as a female, that's the last thing you're thinking about doing after you have a baby.
Right. You're like, stay away from me.
Yeah, that is the absolute last possible thing you're thinking about doing.
That's right. Atlas is ready to teach her the train sounds. Because I told her, I said, you realize that you are not going to have a quiet house. Like, there's going to be noise constantly. And she said, I know.
How old is Atlas?
He's 4. He's 4, and he is like major. He's a major train guy. He loves trains. He makes train noises all day long. That's what he does. And it's not going to be a quiet house. There's going to be noises, and Miss Emberlin's going to have to. She'll get used to that real quick. But she's probably already used to it.
Yeah.
Here in Atlas. So when she comes out, it'll be like, oh yeah, there's AJ right there, making all those noises. That's where all those noises are coming from. But yeah, we're really excited. Really, really excited.
I know you are. And just think, once you're in Texas, you'll be a direct flight away from them, so they can stick them on a plane with the little tags are hanging around their neck, and
Julie would never do that.
Mama will pick them up, and
Julie will never do that. She wouldn't let them do it, even if they're teenagers. She won't even let them do that.
I wouldn't do that either, honestly. I couldn't do it.
I've flown so much that I've seen that so often, because they have is basically a flight attendant or somebody that works for that flight or for that airline, and I don't know.
I couldn't do it.
I told you about the flying back from Dallas, and they put the kid on the wrong plane.
Yeah.
He had flown from Florida from his dad's to Dallas, and he's supposed to connect into California, and they put him on a flight to Charlotte.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I mean, there's good people out there, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you are trusting a stranger with your kid. And it's when you're a parent, it's the one job you have is to keep your kids safe. and
Yeah.
God forbid your child got abducted or something. I mean, I couldn't live with myself. I just couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So he was freaking out because he's about 11, so he knew he knew he was not supposed to be going to Charlotte.
Right.
So after we informed the flight attendant that why is he going to Charlotte and he's supposed to be going to Cali, I picked up, it had the phones in the back of the seat, and I struck my credit card and let him talk to his dad for a few minutes. I gave them time. I gave them time to contact their people, to contact the parent and said, there's
Right.
been a mistake. And then I told her, the flight attendant said, after y'all take care of that, because I'm sure you're going to be taking care of that because they're probably at the airport right now.
Oh yeah.
I said, then I'll let him call them directly.
Valerie, Julie's telling on you.
What?
She sent me off to New York when I was 16.
Yeah. When you're 16, I guess because you're a teenager and you're pretty good at advocating for yourself and hopefully, mature enough.
Yeah.
But if you're like under 12 or so, under 13, I just couldn't do it. I just
Hey,
couldn't
you
do
made it.
You could.
You were the one that wanted to go. I mean, I don't know.
She was going out there with her to be with her aunt and uncle. So
I don't know. I probably would have resunk that a little better, or she probably asked me when I was laying in bed because I'd worked the night before, and she probably came in and asked me, Mom, can I go to New York or can I go to New Jersey or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whatever. Go.
Well, some countries, 16 is considered an adult.
Sure.
Sure. We're the ones that baby our kids too much over here.
I think when you're 16, you can drink wine in Europe.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's 15 in Japan. You're done with mandatory school.
Oh, really?
You have to test. You have to pass a test to go on to, the upper grades of high school.
Oh.
What do you guys
You have to be serious about it.
Like some countries, foreign countries, like 16, you're almost like you're an adult. And
Yeah.
I think in like parts of Europe, you can drink wine.
The old newsflash, when I was in high school, I dated 16-year-old girls. They do more than drink.
No, I mean like legally, not what
So
you're
you can
talking
make
about.
any damn rule you want, but they figure it out.
No, I mean like legally, like you're kind of like an adult.
And I'm not saying I had to like trick them into it. Or
You were definitely tricking them into it.
No, they were definitely making it work.
I know your ways.
Our first date, I shook your hand.
Because you were too drunk to do anything else.
Well, I still wouldn't.
Wow.
I might have kissed. If I was sober, I might have kissed.
Yeah, Jim was almost falling down drunk on our first date. I mean, like where they catch them, so they don't fall down, but they're doing the like this back and forth, almost falling down. Yeah, he's classic.
I was a victim of a circumstance.
It wasn't my fault either.
It says from the time I was 5 years old, my mom sent me on to see my dad once a year, Florida to Maine. It's amazing I'm still alive. Oh my
Yeah.
A friend of mine married a girl from Australia, and she passed away. And their kids every summer at the end of school, they would fly from when they were little, his mother-in-law, who was rich, and father-in-law, they would fly, or she would fly from Sydney to Los Angeles and meet him with the kids. But after they got to be the youngest one got to be about 10, they would fly to LA. They would escort them over to Qantas, and they flew by themselves to Sydney.
Yeah.
Every year.
That's crazy.
Well, I'll say like now too, you could give your kid a cell phone so you can talk to your kid and stuff like that. Where like when we were kids, it was like radio silence till the kid got where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, sometimes that's good.
One thing that it was one of the flights, I can't remember if it was this last bunch of flights that I went on. But when you go to San Diego, you actually have to go through security again. So you're like laid over in San Diego, and you have to go through security again.
Huh.
It's the craziest thing.
You get off the plane and go through security?
You have to get off of the plane and go through security again.
That's weird. Because usually
Yeah.
when you get off
Yeah.
the plane, then you
I know.
just go straight through.
Yeah. And no,
I'm sorry. Where was that? San Francisco?
San Diego.
Yeah, but they have a big naval and big marine base there,
Right.
so that maybe that has something to do with it.
I don't know.
The
I don't
legal, there's not really some European countries. There's not a drinking age, but it says that in a lot of countries, it's 16 years old, and you have to be for like beer and wine and hard spirits. It's like 21.
Well, you can be underage and drink with your parent, can't you?
Yeah, well, and also a lot of these countries that don't have a drinking age, if you get caught driving an automobile intoxicated, it's 10 years to life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there ain't no, it's a misdemeanor or any kind of that crap.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're losing your license is the worst thing, or it's the least of your worries. So I mean
Yeah.
that's really what they're worried about. I mean, if a kid, I guess it's not good that a kid goes out and gets drunk, but it's a lot worse if a kid goes out and gets drunk and plows into a minivan full of kids.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, at 16 years old, they can drink beer and wine, and 18 to drink hard spirits.
Oh my God, I'm gonna Jim tell that story about when you were bartending that woman with her kid. How
Oh
old
my
was the
gosh.
kid? Like
13.
Yeah, he's bartending.
Yeah, a lady comes in with her kid, with a kid, two women, and there's a cultural difference. I don't want to get into because they weren't European. Okay.
Right.
They came in, and it's this only because of culture. I understand they are coming from a different culture, but you'll understand when the story. So anyway, so the woman comes in, she orders 2 beers. It's her and her friend orders a drink, and I don't pay much attention. So there's 3 drinks, 2 women. I don't even think of this because the kid is so young, and it's not unusual that people bring their children in the bar. They play it on the pool table. They play video games or a pinball. Not that unusual. But next thing I know, I see the kids walking around with a bottle of Miller Lite. And I'm like, is that, how old is he? She goes, well, he's 13. I said, well, you don't really want him drinking in here. She's like, well, it's legal if he comes in with his parent. I go, well, maybe in Wisconsin, it is legal. You can drink with your parent at any age. But I'm like, yeah, I ain't serving them. Well, yeah. You're racist. You're not serving me because I said, ma'am, it's got nothing to do with your race. It's got something to do with the fact that not only is it's just morally wrong and I'm not going to do it. Well, the bar owner's daughter was there. She got all upset. She says, well, it's legal. You got to serve. I said, no, I don't. So she calls up her dad. She brings over the phone and she's like, yeah, Charlie wants to talk to you. I'm like, all right, this ought to be good. Talk to Charlie. He goes, Jim, don't you dare serve that kid another drop of alcohol. Yes, sir. Thank you. Because I thought, oh my God, I cannot believe they're going to tell me I got to serve this kid. But no, he told me don't serve him. So I don't know.
Oh my God.
When in doubt, play stupid and say, no, we can't. The law says you have to be 18. And guess what? You can't even serve your child.
21.
You cannot even serve your child alcohol in your own home.
How big was your tip, Jim?
It wasn't a money tip. It was just one finger.
Did they leave?
And you didn't go to jail.
They finished their drinks, then they left.
Yeah.
And you didn't get fined, and you didn't go to jail.
That's right.
Well, unless they've changed it in Wisconsin, though. At that time, she was right because you got to take a class to be a bartender. She was right, actually. If the minor is with a parent, they could consume alcohol at that time, and there was no limit. There was just the minor. There was no minimum age or whatever.
You need to research that and see if that's still on the books.
And that may have changed, but
well, that's what I'm saying. You need to see if that's still on the books.
We don't live there anymore.
Yeah, but you need to do it just to piss everybody off, so they'll be on the phone to these.
We don't drink with our kids, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
We don't drink with our kid.
We got like 4 wine coolers in the refrigerator, and they've been in there. We moved with them.
Should drink them.
Yeah, I mean,
Jim quit
some of
drinking
them have
on
gone.
me.
They're red, and some of them have gone clear. Just
Jim quit drinking on me, and it's no fun to drink by yourself. Then I feel like pathetic. Like, there's sad old Tara drinking by herself.
yeah, but I have like dementia. I'm drunk all the time. Anyway. I like infirmities of aging because it's like I'm drunk all the time. It's awesome.
I've
How about that
3
margarita
bottles of
machine?
vodka. I've got 3 bottles of vodka I bought in the Ukraine for the boys for when they turn 21. And they're in the cupboard. They've never been opened, and we've had them since they were 2 years old. So,
Well, they're aged to perfection.
you know, when they turn 21, when the oldest one's not interested in drinking at all. When the twins turned 21, we went to Olive Garden and we bought them a girl drink.
A pink lady.
No,
Hey, you guys are men now. I'm gonna get you a couple pink ladies.
well, we
eat at Olive
wanted to
Garden.
try them out. We wanted to try them out something that was sweet. I said, bring me 2 bourbon and ginger ales, for them, or scotch and waters. But we thought we'd try them out on something easy. And and he said, I need to see some ID.
Did you let him take the little umbrella home with him for a
They didn't have
souvenir?
umbrella. The Olive Garden doesn't do. I mean, they don't serve umbrellas.
I got some alcohol for you. We found my dad's 40-year-old brandy underneath my sister's crawl space.
Oh, cool.
Homemade brandy.
I got some liquor for you. I got some Tennessee stump water in my utility.
That sounds really bad.
Stump water?
Yeah, it's moonshine.
It's moonshine.
Now, and this is not like this is not going to the moonshine place in Gatlinburg.
Right.
This is run off. This is run out of the damn steel
gasoline.
Yeah. Ethanol.
But hey, they did use the correct equipment to, they weren't using Aviator or some shit like that.
Right.
They were using the right stuff.
Well, if they use that nice clean mountain water, that's the main thing.
It wasn't like pure popcorn setting. No one.
Yeah, the water that comes out of the mountains here goes through caves. It goes through these limestone things in these caves or whatever. Well, what also lives in those caves is bats. So it's like all these streams that are coming out of the water, out of the mountains and stuff. If you test them, they almost all have coliform and E. coli.
Yeah.
The good news is though, when they're cutting the shine down with that mountain water, at least the alcohol should kill the bacteria.
The bat one called guano moonshine.
The people that made this, they used bottled water.
Yeah.
Get out of here!
It is not illegal to
make. Somebody dressed like Popcorn Son with his bib overalls
big
on.
Pouch of red man chewing tobacco.
Chewing tobacco is getting like Poland Springs bottled water to make his moonshine.
What's that Evian that's naive backwards? Or
Evian. People. You think
back up the Perrier truck.
I mean,
when I make it legal liquor, I only use Perrier.
It is not against the law to make moonshine.
It's against the law to sell it.
Law to sell moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like wine. You can make up to like 5 gallons of wine a year.
No. Tom, you need to go on the ATF website.
On the what?
On the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms website. No, if you distill alcohol, it's totally different than fermenting. Beer and wine is fermenting. Distilling is where you get hard liquor from, and that falls under a whole different set of rules.
Well, there's a moonshine club in here that's all the rich people belong to that they make their own, and as long as you don't sell it, you're okay.
I mean, it's like pot. I mean, I'm sure the laws changed or whatever, but yeah, at one time you weren't allowed to distill anything.
No, they do make those. They do sell those little stills, those like home stills for alcohol, those little copper boiler stills.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, with the popularity, I'm sure they've loosened up.
But they only make like.
But there's got to be like a limit to how much you can
stills
make.
are really
and,
small. It only makes
make
like maybe
so
a
much for your
gallon.
personal consumption.
yeah, if they shove in your house and you got 55-gallon drums of alcohol, they're gonna start asking questions.
They're gonna bust your still side out.
I mean, that's just that's just a given there. If you've got it, why do you have all of this moonshine? Well, I got to have something to power my car after Zombiegeddon starts, And
Yeah.
Honestly, and I love the show Moonshiners. I mean, I really liked it, but is it worth doing? I mean, because you could just go buy the stuff, I don't. Do they make enough where it's worth taking the risk to do it? I don't know. I think it's dialed up.
First of all, that show was fake. Because
it's fake, Tom? What are you talking about? Reality shows and they're faking it? I don't believe you.
Unless you're gonna say wrestling is fake.
You don't broadcast your illegal activities because the revenuers can come get you.
Yeah. I don't believe
you're gonna say that there's fake news, that politics is fake.
Oh, speaking of reality TV, I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamt I sold a pair of socks to Pumpkin, Mama June's daughter. Those Halloween socks we have listed. I dreamt she bought a pair. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe we're selling it to Pumpkin. It's Mama June's daughter. I'm making freaking out about it.
Oh my God.
Here's a better one though. Talking about dreams. I told Tara, Tara had this dream. I saw this turkey vulture eating his possum or animal on the side of the road. She's like, Jim, I was in the car with you. We really saw that. I'm like, oh, wow. Because we got up really close. I got a really good look at it. I thought it was a dream.
I don't. Maybe he doesn't do drinking anymore, but apparently he does something.
He's getting senile.
I've been drinking that stump water.
Yeah. Tennessee stump water. And if you
he drinks all that ski now. And then he's like, I got to get off soda. I'm drinking too much sugar. You can't buy any ski. I'm like, well, sometimes I like to have a ski with a sandwich. So then it's like nobody is allowed to have it in the house because he can't drink it.
What is a ski?
It's soda. It's real popular down here in Kentucky and Tennessee. It's like kind of like a lemon or it's kind of like Mountain Dew, but it tastes better than Mountain Dew.
If you like Mountain Dew, and I love Mountain Dew. It's actually, I gotta say, better than Mountain Dew.
Might not have as much caffeine though, hey?
No, it's got at least as much. Maybe
you think so?
Like, it's totally sugar.
What's that country song that it has that in it? That's
Dumas Walker. Yeah. Let's go down to Dumas Walkers or whatever.
Yeah.
I like better slow burger fries and a bottle of ski.
And we never knew what a bottle of ski was. I thought it was like a brute ski, but yeah, it's a ski soda. Do you have ski by you, Lori?
No, but we have Ale8.
Oh yeah, we have that too.
Nasty.
I don't really care for it.
What is he doing home from school?
I like
is he home from school because it's snow day?
No, it's I don't know, teacher in service day or whatever they call it.
Coke and
What do you like, Coke and Cola?
Yeah.
You like Jim Beam and you like Jack Daniels and Coca Cola?
Jack and Coke.
Sort of.
You like Jack Daniels in your Coke?
Yeah, kind
Oh, that's nice.
Give you a Jack and Coke.
Oh, I also like the Russian surprise.
The Russian surprise.
What the hell's a Russian surprise?
Vodka.
Oh, okay.
It's what?
Where are you finding all this vodka? There's no alcohol.
I tell you something like a dirty Sanchez. Just like you better read it.
Oh, I make my own.
He's letting boys come up and see Jim's art collection.
Well, vodka's made out of potatoes, so you got it wrong.
No, the rum.
Oh.
Sally, what are you and
Potatoes.
Bum Crack talking about over there? What is all this?
If you learn Chinese, you can find out.
I don't have any reason to learn it.
Lord have mercy. But you know, when I was a teenager, we had a what do you call them? Guy sells alcohol illegally.
Bootlegger.
Bootlegger, thank you.
Yeah.
Had an old man moment for there. And you didn't get out the car, you just drove up. And he'd come out and he'd say, "What can I do for you boys tonight? Can we get some vodka?" And he'd look in the car and he'd say, Are y'all 8? Because that back in that when I was a teenager, you could buy liquor at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all 18? Yeah. Okay. And he'd say that'd be whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. And he'd come out with a little bottle of vodka.
I'm glad that somebody that was illegally selling alcohol would make sure that you're of age. Go to your moral compass, you know.
Well, you know, he asked. He
At least
probably
he
lied.
asked.
He asked.
Exactly.
We said so.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Do you have dry counties over there, Tom?
I don't know whether we still have any or not. Where all our ski resorts are at used to be dry counties.
Yeah,
So
like
you get all these
I live in a
joining counties to buy beer.
Were
I
there
live in
liars
a
back
dry.
then?
Our county is dry here, but the city I live right by, the city does have a liquor store. They, made it where there's a liquor store in town. But yeah, the county I live in, dry. There's like no bars or taverns or any of that kind of stuff.
Were there liars back then though?
Liars?
When I was
Liars.
Liars.
Oh, yeah.
Liars.
Yeah, like the kind like when you buy a pack of cigarettes and they'd be like, "You're buying these for your parents, right?" Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you had to be 21. You had to be 21, and he would say, "Are you boys 21?" And hell, I didn't look 21 when I was 30 years old. But he didn't give a. And then he got to the point. It's like, I'm out of vodka. I'm out of vodka. There was no D in it. Vodka. And how about some Southern Comfort? I got plenty of that, but I only got it in the $20 bottle size. Oh, well, hell, we'll work with that.
Oh, so he wasn't making the liquor. He was going to a county and buying
He
like.
was buying it. These bottles probably fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Lord knows
They
he
do
wasn't.
that up in Alaska too, because they'll have a lot of like dry areas. So they'll go down and they'll buy like, let's say, bottles of Jim Beam, but then they'll sell it for like 150 a bottle or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, the buddy of mine from high school that he followed his brother to Alaska to work on the Alaskan pipeline. He would come home. They would come home for like Christmas or whatever, or vacation during the summer. And when they went back, they would have a damn case of liquor with them. And they said, we'll pay for our trip off this case of liquor.
Yeah.
So we have totally taken this train off the tracks.
Apparently.
It always goes off the tracks, and eventually it'll come back on for a few minutes, and then.
Charlie, ask Mom Crack, is it still 16 in England or the UK for drinking? I don't know why. It's like he's not listening. Mom Crack, tell Sally whether or not you can buy liquor in UK in 16.
Well, he could tell you too. He doesn't just have to
I don't
tell
have
Sally.
I don't have the chat out.
He doesn't have to tell you in Chinese.
We're waiting, Bum Crack. Wake
Is
up.
the fact that they have added the ability so like all of us can see the chat for Valerie's YouTube channel.
Well, you have to open up the YouTube channel too, and you have it in a different link.
Yeah, well, not anymore. Not with Bum Crack. Not with StreamYards with the duck. They've added that feature.
Oh, okay.
So everybody, it used to be just the person that hosted could see it. Now everybody can see the live chat.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that.
And that's their business model. They're going after the people that will eventually want to have their brand up there, so they'll be getting that money.
Right.
And at some point they might change it. They get everybody hooked and change it to where it's gonna cost you $9.95 a month to have the.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
they're following. I think they're going after the YouTube market.
Sure.
Zoom is a major business tool.
Well, you can still use Google Hangouts. It's just a paid thing right now, right?
Well, you can still do lives, but it's just you.
Oh, you can't have anybody on panel in Google Hangout?
Right.
Oh, okay. I thought you could with a paid subscription or something.
You and Jim could be sitting on the couch and do a live and just use Google Live.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
But they don't have the Hangouts anymore.
Okay.
Oh. All right, you want to hear a funny Kentucky story?
Sure.
Okay. So, we got that hound dog here at our place.
Yep.
So our neighbor last week catches Jim in the yard. He goes, "Oh yeah, you got a nice looking hound dog. You want to do some trading for it?" And Jim's like, "No, I don't think so. I guess he'd be a good hound dog. You tried hunting raccoons with him?" Jim's like, "No, we don't really do that." He goes, "Well, what you got to do is you go out and shoot a coon, and then have your boy. How do they say boy? A little weird. Like have your boy drag that dead coon around your yard." So that the dog starts tracking it. And I'm like, that's really what I want to do. Just have Brandon running around in the yard with a rope tied to a dead raccoon dragging it all over the place. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Bumcrack said he thinks it's 18 there. Drinking age.
Well, they got so PC. They've got as bad as the United States about being PC. So
yeah.
Got to protect them babies.
Yeah.
But it's my younger brother and his wife. They used to have they still have them, but they don't field trial them like they used to. They had a Brittany that they field trialed, and she was had won lots of field trials. Anyway, he had some guys coming in over that wanted to look at some of their puppies, and he was showing them the dog, and he took a couple of quail out and set them out in this really wooded, leafy area of his property, and he told her to hunt, and she had her nose to the ground, and she was just going all over the place, and all of a sudden she stopped. So Terry went over there and he started kicking around the leaves, trying to flush the quail, and there was nothing. And he said, "Hannah, hunt." And so she did this big loop and came right back to the same place. And he started kicking again, and then he tapped her on the head and said, "Hunt." And she moved her nose about 2 inches straight forward, and there was a root with a little hole up under it, and the quail had gone up under it. So when he was kicking the leaves and whatnot, the quail didn't flutter, he didn't move or anything like that.
Huh.
And so that's always been, what a dumbass joke there. The dog was looking at him going like, "Dummy, there it is right there." But yeah, you got dogs and you hunt them and whatnot. You got to do all kinds of crazy crap to train them.
And I having my 12-year-old son run around the yard with a dead raccoon on a rope, though. I don't know, I'm just not going to do it.
Tom and Huck was swinging a damn cat over their heads in the graveyard trying to get rid of warts. You know what I mean?
My grandmother buried a bat. It was some kind of wives' tale. If you bury a bat in a cigar box at midnight in an apple orchard, you'll get money. So she went and did it. Okay. Because they had an apple orchard on the farm, a small one. But then she felt bad because you got to bury the bat alive. Then she felt bad. So she went out to go let the bat loose. But she didn't bury it deep enough. It got out on its own anyway.
Oh, what those country folk. So I think everybody's country folk except Sally and Valerie. Valerie and Valerie.
I don't know. I mean, I think we definitely, we're not. I would say we're not like high society, and I wouldn't. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
can't
but
wait.
weren't your parents from like Missouri or Arkansas or something? They were
My-
they were kind of countrified, weren't
Yeah,
they?
my dad
Yeah.
was Missouri, um, you know, and my mom was from just a little town in, you know, a podunk town in California. But I mean, she was country too. She's, you know,
Yeah.
she had that country.
It was a
vibe.
town that was 2 streets big, and it was called Little Okie.
Yep. It was called.
Yeah, they got rednecks. They have rednecks in California.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
heck yeah, they do.
Yeah, but Sally was a valley girl. Oh my God. I can see Sally with her hair pulled over here to the side
Yep.
in a ponytail. You
I don't know about that.
Yep. Man, you guys got a good old conversation. I just feel left out because I don't know what y'all are saying.
Oh boy.
We're talking about him being on panel. He needs to be on panel.
Oh,
What are they doing? Google Translate into Chinese or something
I
like
guess.
that?
I guess that's.
We had it was funny yesterday because I was trying to explain something, and I was trying to say these words that were Chinese or something,
Oh.
and and they were making fun of me and shit, and
Meow.
you just it was like you had to be there, you know, or rewatch or whatever. Anyways, Langao or whatever.
Meow.
Is that the panda from
It's-
China, Lingao?
It's a lamp. Like we were talking about a lamp.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And but we're what's his name? Todd says something about the Ming Dynasty or no, it was Lori.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this one is from the Queen Dynasty or whatever, Queen
Wing or something.
whatever, because it was said QING, Queen Dynasty, but it's pronounced Jing, I guess. But they were making fun of me because I was trying to speak Chinese. And so that's the joke.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sounded like I was meowing.
Meow.
Ling wow.
Yeah, Bumcrack, you need to come on panel. Fishing and Picking says my smartest deer dog is currently laying in my recliner watching TV. Laziest beagle ever, but he's the only deer dog to live indoors, so it makes him the smartest of the pack. That's true. That is true.
Damn, they are speaking Chinese. Or something close to it.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do another video. Redo that video somehow or another.
Is it not saved on your
I
under
found it.
your
I found it, but it will not. It will not because it's not the format that they want. And so I don't know how to convert it to the format that they want.
hmm.
Do you know what the dot whatever? You know,
Yeah.
do you know what like dot? You know the file name. It's
Oh.
Hot Valerie dot WV. You know, or MP4.
I was pretty sure it was an MP4 that they when they said when they added to it, it was an MP4, and MP4 is something that they accept,
Right.
but it wouldn't let. I don't know.
Unless you want to redo it again, you should have Movie Maker on your computer. Pull it up, drag it in, see if it'll pull into it.
Okay. Let me see if I do.
If not, you can download it for free.
Yeah, Windows 10 doesn't come with it automatically, but you can download it free.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, just to tell you real quick, I Googled it on Wisconsin. They are the only state where any age minor can drink with their parent.
Huh.
It can't just be an adult, though. It has to be a parent or legal guardian.
Jeez. Oh,
that's why we moved. That's why we came to clean living in Kentucky.
Well, that's what you need to do a video about that. It'll go viral. We moved the hell out of this crazy ass state because besides the people they elect to office.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, I'll have a mob of 13-year-olds outside the house protesting because I took away their right to drink in Wisconsin.
Or everybody, hey, it might help the tourism because all these kids are going to go. They all want to go to Wisconsin on vacation so they can go to the bars and
There'll
drink.
be a mass migration of people moving into the state of Wisconsin to become citizens.
Yeah, they'll open up a third Disney park in Wisconsin because kids want to go there so bad.
It'll be Disney Beer Garden.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when what's Busch Gardens in Virginia, it was right beside the beer distillery. And the ones with the Clydesdales.
Yeah.
And you go in and you could take a tour. You could take a tour of the beer distillery, and they would give you a free sample. And then you go through the Clydesdales where they kept them, and then you could enter the park.
One time back, this is like 2005. It's before Brandon's born. Jim takes me to Florida. Anyway, he takes me to this thing, Arabian Nights. It's this horse dinner theater thing. It's real sappy. It's like based for like 12-year-old girls. It's kind of like medieval times, but it's Arabian Nights. Anyway, it has this thing where you get all you can drink beer. I'm like, geez, Jim, I've drank a lot of this beer and I don't seem to be getting drunk. He's like, oh, it's because it's Busch Light. You got to drink 3 times as much.
And we have my sister and my brother-in-law
We're planning we're going to get drunk, hammered with this all-you-can-drink beer at this thing. They tricked us. It was NA beer. Because we come in the morning, we're not hungover or anything. And he's like, oh my God, we've been tricked. It was NA.
Yeah, we had to wake up early to go to Disney. I'm like, oh man,
Universal.
Universal. I'm like, as much as we're drinking, we're not going to be able to get up in the morning and go to the park. Well, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, wait a minute.
We were tricked. It was NA beer.
What is NA beer?
Yeah, I just remember when you said that about Busch. Jim's like, oh, it's Busch Light. You gotta drink 3 times as much to get drunk.
Well, that's like the free drinks you get inside of the casinos. You won't sit there long enough to get drunk off of those things.
Oh, I would just take the little box and just put it in the microwave for like a minute.
Oh, NA is low alcohol.
NA is no alcohol. Or there's not enough to do anything. I don't know exactly, but it's like, no, I say it's no alcohol.
Okay, well, I see that now. The best non-alcoholic. Beck's makes a non-alcoholic. But you still have to be 21 to buy them.
Well, they tricked me. It was Arabian Nights in Orlando. Yeah, it was kind of like, it was really sappy. You had all these like Eastern Europeans that do the show, and I remember if you wouldn't applause enough, they'd be like this and stuff. And it's just like really like it's geared for like the 10-year-old horse loving girl. It was just really sappy. Anyway.
Roberta, her sister, niece, her mom, and a couple of cousins. They went to it did a girls' day, girls' weekend in Gatlinburg, and they had this thing where they do it's like a lumberjack version of this,
Now that sounds like fun. Do you get drunk and watch lumberjacks? I could definitely do that.
I don't know about the drinking part because none of this crowd.
Oh.
Well, Roberta.
I mean, are you like getting drunk watching guys go back and forth with saws while they're like sawing wood or something? Yeah, I mean, I could definitely get drunk and do that. You sure this wasn't a strip club?
They were loving the girls. They were loving the guys. They said those are pretty. To quote my mother-in-law, those were some pretty boys out there with those accents. And they had a girl that got out there and did it too, and she was whooping somebody's butt. Dude, what you eating?
White Castle.
Well, how about bring me a couple?
Yeah, they're White Castle sliders. You know, we went to Louisville yesterday, so me and Jim ate at Golden Corral, but he wouldn't come with us. So I had brought him home something to eat, and Jim never had White Castle. So I was like, I want to try that White Castle. So I went and bought that box of 30, is it the Cravings box? You get 30 of these little hamburgers. Are they good?
Yeah.
You like them?
Yeah.
It tasted one.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm not much of a hamburger eater.
Oh Lord. Did anybody have any problem forgetting to set
Wait,
the
no,
time
don't
back
eat on
yesterday?
camera. It's tacky here.
Do what?
Anybody forget to
No.
set their time
Wait,
back
I'm
yesterday?
Oh, you're gonna screw up my thing.
I don't know what you
Wait,
said.
there's a person writing in Chinese.
Yeah, it's Sally. She's writing in Chinese. She doesn't know what she's saying though.
What, Tom?
I said, did anybody forget
It's,
to set their time back yesterday?
Oh
No.
no. Mine's all automatic for the most part.
Yeah, between the computers and the cable boxes, you know.
Yeah, everything's automatic. I mean, I don't have time on my microwave. I don't have time set in my car. I don't have time set on my alarm clock is unplugged. So yeah, I mean, other than that, everything else is automatic, so I don't have to worry about that.
Alarm clock, what's that?
Yeah, I know.
Is that one of those things you see on TV that you'd set the time on and it would start buzzing or ringing or something like that?
And then people take it and smash it and
Yeah.
throw it across the room.
Throw it across the room.
Yep, that's them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I need to find one of the old ones, you know, it's the round ones with the two bells that sit up on top that sound like a mega. I need to find one of those for my oldest because
They have one at Walmart.
He'll sleep through his alarm clock.
I do too.
Feller used to have one that rolled away.
It rolled away.
Yeah, it was on wheels and it went off of the table and rolled away so that she'd have to go chase it to turn it off.
A friend of mine's son, he was a lifeguard when he was in high school at one of the country clubs here in town, and he had to be at work at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and he would sleep through his alarm clock. And, you know, he'd have to get up at like 6 o'clock and to be ready, and that was amazing to us because it was like, okay, what does he have to do? You know, come run a brush through his hair, hopefully one through his teeth, put on a swim shorts, his t-shirt, and maybe a pair of sweatpants. And anyway, he would sleep through his alarm clock. So his dad went and got one. That sucker must have been about 6 inches in diameter, and it had these two huge bells on it, and it sounded like a church was going off in your bed. But he learned, and he would set it across the room on top of his dresser, so he'd have to get out of bed to go turn it off.
Yep.
I said when he got reprimanded the first time for not showing up on time, because all those rich people want to be in the pool, and you don't have a lifeguard. And I said he'll learn to get out of bed. Anyhow, the good old days of being a youth.
I actually, I haven't done it yet, but one of my goals is to set my actual alarm clock so I can get up with that and stop sleeping with my phone, because my phone is very distracting while I'm sleeping. So I need to.
Your phone is what?
My phone is very distracting when I'm sleeping.
Oh, because it goes ping, 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 ping. Ping,
Cha-ching.
ping, 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 ping.
Cha-ching.
Usually
my-
the cha-chings are usually
Oh,
what gets me. And not that I have a lot of overnight sales, but you know, or just the notifications from this and that app and all that.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
So I just need to stop sleeping with it. Usually I don't even mess with it, but sometimes I'm kind of a light sleeper, so.
When I'm in the car with Roberta, we have a clip. My phone's inside the case of my phone. It's got a little piece of metal, and there's a little doodad on the dash of Roberta's SUV that you can, just stick it to it and it holds it in place. And it's a little magnet. Anyway, we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden my phone goes ping, ping, ping. Ping, 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 ping. And Roberta's like, my God, what is your girlfriend talking about? I said, well, Todd's in there probably too. So.
Who knows?
I said, somebody's probably found something, or somebody sold something, or somebody sold something that the people are trying to mess them up on. And I said, so it gets them going.
I don't know.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello.
So
What you guys doing today? Anybody doing anything fun?
I'm on a list.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Moose tonight to play bingo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is
Some
the Moose
ladies from
Lodge?
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
already listed 5 things this morning.
Good
Oh
job.
boy, Tom's on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish some listing and all that, and then go.
I just gotta have 30 more before I go to bed tonight. And if that's 3 o'clock in the morning, then that's 3 o'clock in the morning.
There you go.
How come you haven't been doing your weeknight show,
Because
Tom?
I've been doing I've had to do other stuff.
Oh,
That's the reason you and Jim need to kick one off.
People are
I
looking
don't know.
forward to that, though. They like those shows.
I don't know what to talk about. I ran out of things to talk about.
Just
Oh,
get
boy.
on there and just shoot the shit.
Mhm.
I'm serious.
good at
That's the
that.
best way to do it.
STS.
I'm serious.
That's the series is called STS.
You know.
they already have one of those. You can't. That's copyrighted.
Do I?
That's already a name of a show. You can't use that. It's copyrighted.
Whose show is that? Yours?
The porch. No, the porch people.
The porch.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Is that the old lady and her brother?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fine people.
Oh my God.
He's also in the aquarium community, which I didn't know there was a YouTube aquarium community.
I didn't know that.
There's a community for everything.
It is.
That
I mean, it was
sounds
because they used
fishy.
to call like it's the reselling community. I'm like, okay. But there ain't nothing else like that on YouTube. Yeah, there's all these like little drama community, makeup community, aquarium community. It's just funny, you know.
The train spotting is huge.
Hmm?
The
Ansley
fishing
said,
community.
Ansley said, I see Valerie, Tara, and Tom got the blue shirt memo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
How about Todd? What color shirt are you wearing, Todd?
You can never tell. You never know.
What is that?
That's white, and you got a
Beige.
little bit of blue in there.
Oh, he's
maybe.
beige. It's beige day.
Yeah, mukbang communities. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
The scam baiting call community. I mean, I was like, I didn't even know this all existed at one
Oh,
time.
there's Sally. Sally got some little bit of blue there going on underneath.
I mean,
Yeah, but see, none of these. These girls that are doing the muck buying, they need to have the damn top the shirt that's opened up down to here, and
Oh boy. Well, I guess we know what draws you to the mukbang community now, Todd. Tom.
Do what?
I know it draws you to the mukbang community now,
No, because
Tom.
every time I watch those things, whatever they're eating, I'm like, oh my God, I want some of that. And I'm not talking
Okay.
about her. I'm talking about what they're eating, like the Chinese food or the, oh man, I like to have some Bojangles.
I don't know. I'm not watching somebody else eat food. It's just weird.
No.
Well, see, when that first started in Korea and Japan, it was more of a, because they're all single, you know, they don't get married till they're like 35 years old. It was like, you know, this girl would host this thing and people would watch her, and they would communicate back and forth like how was your day and that type of stuff. And so it was like they were eating dinner.
I didn't know that started in Asia.
Actually,
Yeah.
Oh
It was
yeah.
Dusty
actually, Tom,
Bam.
I'm going to correct you because actually it first started as a channel to where it would be like, it's like voyeurism. Like,
Okay.
like people just want to watch other people live their daily life kind of thing. And then it turned
Nobody
in,
got time for that. Not here.
well, there's people that have plenty of time for that, and they'll pay money to see you wash your dishes and you know, and you could be fully clothed and they will sit there cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They will push your button and
some of these girls
give
will
that
make $300 or
Bitcoin.
$400 in a night.
They will give that Bitcoin, oh, just to see you do your regular stuff.
Mhm.
And then when you sit down and eat, that's just like extra for them.
That is crazy.
I know.
But it's since Lori's on here, Lori, have you you know anything about these spirit boxes? You know what I'm talking about?
We call them the ghost box. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What it is, where the radios are scanning.
Yeah, right. But what they need to do is disconnect the antenna, because otherwise you're just getting standard. You're picking up every radio station. If you disconnect the antenna so that it has no signal going out,
right,
that's when you're kind of getting some actual communication going on. So,
well, it's still freaky when they've got the antenna. Well, I don't know if they got antennas or not, but they'll ask questions, and you know, you can tell by the way the static is going that it's changing channels, and all of a sudden it'll be like.
We've actually when we first did it, we actually proved that does happen, because I have one. It's just a little radio I got from Radio Shack, and of course I took it apart and dismantled all the antenna, and then we took it to the location that we would do ghost tours at, and we used a deck of cards, and I would have my sister up on the 3rd floor and I would be down on the 1st floor. We'd have walkie-talkies, and I would say, okay, if there's somebody here, or my sister would have the ghost box up there, and I had my walkie-talkie and the deck of cards, and I'd say, if there's somebody present, will you, and I'm gonna pull this card, and I wouldn't look at it, I would just pull it out of the deck and just kind of take it around the room, you know, and I'd say, if there's somebody here, I need you to go upstairs and tell my sister what card I pulled. And I'd wait and wait, and my sister would feed back Queen of Spades, and I'd turn the card around and it'd be the Queen of Spades. And we had that.
And then I would go home.
Yeah.
And then after that, I would immediately pack up my crap.
I mean, that's it. It does work. It freaks you the hell out, but it's really fun to do. It's like a validation technique. That's how we see if there's actually something there that we need to continue, you know, so with the investigation.
And it's like jumping from like a man's voice to a woman's voice to another
man's
voice.
They're what they do is they're trying to use that communication device to speak back to you, and it could come out a man, it could come out a woman, it could come out a kid, right. But that we use it to validate a location, and we started doing that years ago when the ghost box first came out. They also have what's called the Ovulus, which is they have an app on your phone. I got it on my iPad that randomly spits out words. And it does not say proper names. It's not programmed to say a proper name whatsoever. You can't even put that in there. So we had a Halloween party at the same location, and we were all dressed up. And then after the party, everybody was going to go do their ghost hunts and stuff. And a friend of mine had the Ovilus. He went upstairs, and I was dressed as a cop. So I walked up to see how they were doing. It said Officer Laurie, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
Now, were you?
Look, I'm channeling ghosts.
I see.
What is that?
Is that a Sony TV?
Oh yeah,
That's a Watchman.
that's the white. He's creating white noise.
Now, Lori, were you in a regular? Were you in like the hot pants?
Yikes.
The hot
No,
pants?
I wasn't dressed
Had
like
the
Officer
shirt
Hot
tied up under
Pants.
here with your badge over here. And
No, I had an actual uniform, but
So basically, if you take a radio, a regular like radio, and you disconnect the antenna,
right. Yeah,
and
because
then you can
if you
use
leave
it
the
like
antenna, if you leave the antenna, that just leaves it to where it's picking up radio stations,
hmm
and you want you don't want that interference. You want
Right.
them to be able to communicate through that white noise. And what you do is you hit it to scan, and it just scans the frequencies.
hmm
It's not picking up radio stations, but it's scanning the frequencies, and they're using that those frequencies to communicate, because one of those frequencies is going to hit where they're at, and they're able to communicate.
Right.
So
Oh.
it's freaky.
it is freaky, and
Especially these people that have all these very creepy looking dolls, and they have them sitting in their laps, and they're asking them questions and whatnot, or asking questions. That's kind of creepy as hell.
Yeah, those are creepy. I don't like the haunted dolls. I mean, not that they're not around, but I know Annabelle does exist, and so does Robert the doll. Those are the only two that I really, really, believe in. But I'm not going to go buy a Cabbage Patch doll from the thrift shop and say, "Here, this is haunted."
What you need to do, you need to go visit Tara, and you need to sit down with Uncle Shane
No,
and see if he's
no.
if he
See,
came with
no,
it.
I don't have these kind of experiences, and I don't ever want to have these kind of experiences. So no.
Now, I thought about doing a live video of a ghost box session.
You
That would
should.
be cool. If you do, I want to know about it.
It would have to be. Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, I can probably run a camera from this computer out. I mean, just do it from my house,
Right.
because I feel that my parents come and go, and just because of things that happen and things that they used to do when they were alive, that happens now, and things they used to do to me, preferably my father, to mess with me, like take things or hide things, or just.
Or make it sound like a boat on the show.
Yeah, you guys have heard that, because he was a Marine. So I mean, I don't know if that's, kind of signifies, but he was a prankster, which is where I get it from. So we were always back and forth with one another. So
Sorry, don't go to sleep. It's time to get to work.
I'm not going. I got a list. My son took some pictures. I got to do his listings, and then I'm gonna start doing pictures.
Yeah, if I do a live show like that, Tom, I'll definitely let you know. I just don't know when. So.
That's just freaky, and I'm not saying freaky in a bad way. It just freaks me out. Sally, you need a chair like Tara's got.
I know it.
You just sit back there, just.
Yeah, like
It looks really comfortable.
when I moved, I threw my office chair away because it was getting wore out. And I had this wing chair, so I just threw it. I don't have a regular desk. I got this glass table I'm sitting at with my computer on it, and I just put this chair here.
I love those chairs because you can just lay there and you can just kind of lean up.
Yeah, take a nap. You lean back too far, you just go to sleep.
Whenever you were talking about the stand-up desk, I actually was thinking the other day that I wanted to get bed risers and put my desk on bed risers and maybe get a different, like either stand or have like a stool to sit on.
I had this desk up on cinder blocks, and Roberta came in. She came in after I raised it up, and she said, "So when did the white trash move in?"
No, that's bachelor furniture. Remember, like in the 80s, where people were using cinder blocks and boards for furniture, and like rocking like the Mork and Mindy bachelor look.
Milk crates.
Well, there's some resellers that their shelving in their basements and whatnot are like two cinder blocks standing up on top of each other with like 2x6s, and then there's a couple of more cinder blocks and whatnot. But
Cinder
anyway,
blocks are $1 a piece at Home Depot. Why not?
Yep. When you can paint them.
You're on mute, Tom. I don't know how you did that, but you're on mute.
I don't know how I did it too, because my cursor was way over here.
I don't either.
Down
Is
here.
there something in your house?
Oh yeah.
Let's ask the Ovilus.
What is that called?
It's called
Ovilus?
Ovilus. Ovilus. This is for I don't know if it has for Android, but I know it has it for iPhones.
Let's see.
And it just said the word bacon.
I was looking up that too.
Ovulus. It sounds like some kind of ovulation test.
No, it's not it's OVI, not
Okay.
No, yeah. And it just said strange, so
Careful when you're saying that. Yeah, I got my ovulus. People are gonna think you want to.
It's called the iOvilus.
Ooh.
But Sally, I like the fact that because once I had it up, then when I wanted to sit down, I would either have to move the concrete blocks or I had a stool that it was not very comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I dropped.
Well, that's all right. It doesn't need to be comfortable, because the more uncomfortable it is, then the less you want to sit in it.
Right.
My old knees get tired after a while. I'm not young like you.
Stop.
For some reason,
Go. Goodbye. Go.
There's so many
So I
it
don't
doesn't come
really,
up.
the electric ones are nice, but they're like $500.
I might sell them.
What's
Yeah.
not coming up?
No, work
The
on the stuff
Ovilus.
you got. You got the whole box of stuff.
I just want what this
It's
one that I
it's-
looked at. You gravel level, and Roberta says she saw some at Costco. I got to go back by there and look at them. But it's got like a lever. You click on it, and it you push down on it to make it go down, or pull up on it to. Actually, it comes up by itself if you want to raise it. But
What
I
did
just
it say?
It said dirty and then it said 100.
Huh.
No, it's IOVILUS.
It's not for Android.
I think it's only for but there's an actual device you can buy that is the same thing. This is called this is put out by Digital Dowsing, which is centered specifically for ghost hunters and stuff who use phones and iPads, and we have the actual. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they have the Kinects, with the Xbox.
Oh,
and you can put. There's a program that a paranormal investigator created to hook that up to an iPad or a laptop, and it will monitor the room. And if there is something in human form that you can't see, it will map it out like a skeletal figure. They use it on Zach Baggins and all them. One of the guys that they know created this app and this thing to put these things together. It's pretty cool because I've used it here, and I'd be the only one standing in the room, and right next to me there'll be something that's on the couch that looks like somebody's sitting there, but it's like stick form. It's really creepy.
Is there anybody have like any YouTube videos of that?
Probably, yeah. Look up Ghost Hunters with Kinects, Xbox Kinects, and see if any of them come up. Some of them are older, some of them are newer, but I know that the Ghost Adventures crew uses that a lot.
Get behind me, Satan. Do not.
Yeah,
do not
he's
do that. You will not get
he's
anything
creepy.
done.
He's creepy anyway. He buys all kind of weird stuff, but
No, I'm just saying it'll be 6 o'clock in the morning before I get my 30 listings done, because I won't be because I'll start looking down this rabbit hole. But yeah, that's creepy as hell. I don't want to see people sitting in the room with me that's not there.
It's fun though, especially if you know, like for me, I know it's one or the other of my parents.
Right.
I tell you, we investigated my sister's house because she thought it was haunted by her mother-in-law who passed away, and so we were over in the basement, and we kept getting the Sergeant James. I can't remember the last name. I want to say James Mason or James something or other, and I'm thinking, why would that be tied here? Well, I started doing some research, and I found back in, I'm wanting to say, I have to look it up. up. It's been so long that I've looked at it, but I think it's back in the 50s, 53 or 54. There was a cargo plane of military heading towards Wright-Patterson Air Force Base that actually crashed 2 fields over from my sister's house.
Oh wow.
And it's still the divot, or what's not really a divot, the crater is still there. And there was debris, that flew all over. So I started looking on the passenger list, and that name was on that passenger list. And he was in the basement.
Did you see what Ansley said?
Yeah, Ansley said Sally is tiptoeing to the rabbit hole.
Tiptoeing to the what?
No.
Sally is tiptoeing to the rabbit hole.
Oh.
There was a girl that she's in connection to one of the ghost investigators on YouTube, and she doesn't like doing any of the going in to the houses and stuff like that. She wants them to give them a name, and then she says, I will spend hours researching that name because I want to find out how that name's involved in the property.
Yeah.
And but she said that's her thing. All right, it's 11:16. I got to get out of here.
Yep.
Because I made myself promise that I'd be out of here by 11. And that's the reason I got up and did some work this morning before the show started.
Who's tuning those ghosts in?
Do what?
Who's tuning those ghosts in? Oh, is that Todd?
Yeah, he's got the white noise going.
I don't hear no ghosts doing white noises.
Todd's going to be pulling in the spirits from the 1960s.
If I do a spirit box session, I will let you all know. It'll probably be sometime in the evening one day, but I'll let y'all know, and everybody could come on my channel and watch. And it might be just from this room right here, so just because you don't have to be in a specific place. Just I have to make sure nobody else is here but me and the dogs. So that's the hard part. So it'll have to be a night where Teresa's working later in the evening or something, because she's always on her phone or wandering around. But
I kind of feel like you're legit in what you say.
Who, me?
Yeah, I feel like
hopefully.
You're legit.
Well, yeah.
What you're saying, because you'll say, you'll say stuff that you've gone places and you didn't find nothing, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, we can, and that's what these TV shows kill me, because they find something every episode. That's not how it works. We have gone through 8 hours of audio on 4 different recorders and nothing. We've gone through video on like 10 cameras and nothing. So I mean, it's like you don't find something every time you go, because they don't come out on cue. It's whenever they have the energy to do so. And
and probably you probably don't want to go someplace where somebody is in and out of the cameras. To me that would seem like that would be like somebody's got a lot of energy, maybe a lot of bad energy, blah blah blah. Yeah.
I mean,
anyway, I got to go.
That and there's also other distractions as far as like distractions with the like stuff with internet and radio and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
And you got to take all that into consideration, that there's that stuff going on too. You have to. I mean, it's mostly about debunking and finding out what it could be as to what they think it could be.
Right.
So,
see, that's the thing about the show that was the Ghost Hunters. They would do stuff about like that noise you're hearing is, this piping in here, and every time the pressure, it's one of the main lines coming from outside. So houses down the street can be flushing their toilets or running water, and it changes the pressure on your pipes, and it causes the bounce. So I like that about that show. Yeah. So anyway, y'all get lots of listing done.
All right, you too. Have a great day.
Bye,
guys.
Bye, Tom.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Get it.